Hello there, and welcome back for Practice 49. This is on page 60 of your table workbook, and this one is talking about ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. So please make sure you have watched the instructional video. This is just the practice, so we've talked about how this works in the previous video. First one says to use the coordinate plane for items 1 through 4. So I am looking just at the first quadrant of the coordinate plane. These are all positive numbers. And as usual, I'm going to make a copy of my coordinate plane so that I can refer to these in each problem. So this one says, what point is located at 7, 6? So remember, we go 7 over, so that's over 7, and up to 6, and there is point E. Over 7, up 6 is point E. What is the location of point B? So to get to point B, I would have to go over 4 and up 3. So over 4, up 3 is going to be B. Number 3. Which is not a labeled point on this coordinate plane. So we have to check all of them. Over 2 and up to 4, that's point A. So that one's on there. That's called point A. Over 4 and up to 2, and there's nothing there. So I think that's the one, but let's try the others just to be sure. Over 8 and up 2, that is point C. Whoa, I have no idea what I just hit, guys. I have never seen that happen, so I don't know what I did. I'm sorry. 8, 2 is C. Over 9 and up to 5 is point F. So that one is on there. The one that is not a point on my grid is B. There's nothing at 4, 2. And let me highlight that for you. That's over 4 and up to 2. There's nothing there. All right, what is the location of point D? Well, point D is right here. So that is over to 6 and up to 7. So 6, 7 is B. All right, then we get a new coordinate plane. Let me make a copy of this one so that I can refer to it. Which point is located at 5, 2? So let me try to squeeze that one in there. Maybe can't. Yeah, I can. Okay, so we go over to 5, and then we go up to 2, and that is point R. So I like C for that one. A diagonal line can be drawn to connect points R, S, and T. So let me do that. Diagonal means slanted. And let me get a red pen so we can really see that in a straight line. So I'm going to connect that R, S, and T. Draw a line right through there. It's pretty close. I'm a little bit off, but that's about as close as I can get with it enlarged this much. So we make the diagonal line for R, S, and T. Which 2 points would also lie on this line? So let me graph these and we'll see. Over 4 and up 1, that would be right there. So that's one of them. Over 5 and up 3, that would be there. Over 6 and up 2, that's close but not quite. Over 7 up 6, nope. Over 8 up 5, that's one of them. And then over 9 and up 8, no, that one is an outlier. It's not on the line. So the 2 points that would be on this line also would be this one and this one. So 4, 1 and 8, 5 are the 2 that I'm looking for. 4, 1, that is A, and 8, 5 is E. And we have to mark both of those to get credit for this one, A and E. What point has a y coordinate of 7? Now remember which axis is your y-axis. That's the tall one, and it's marked for you. They were nice to us. And so we're looking for the 7 on this one. So let's go over here on the 7 line, go across there, and you see that Q is in that highlighted area. So point Q has a y coordinate of 7. Point Q is at 4, 7. So they are looking for the y coordinate. Which point has the greatest x coordinate? So we have to remember which axis is x, and that is this horizontal one. The greatest one on this axis would be this point. T is at 9. There's nothing on the 10, but T is almost off the graph. It's over there on the edge. T is at 9, 6, and so T has the greatest x coordinate. You could also do it this way. Point P is at 2, 5. Point R is at 5, 2. Point S is at 7, 4. And then look just at your x values. So 2, 5, 7, and 9. The greatest of those is point T. That's another way to approach that problem. Okay, number 9. I have a new grid, so let me make a picture. What point is 8 units from the origin on the x-axis and 8 units from the origin on the y-axis? So they're telling me the coordinates of this point. X is 8 and y is 8. So we're looking for 8, 8. Follow your grid. You go over 8 and up 8, and that would be point K. Which 2 points are on a diagonal line that passes through the origin? So you have to know where origin is, and that of course is 0, 0. And we want a diagonal line that runs through origin. So let me make that right here. Just going to cut the whole graph in 2. And there we have it. Let me erase so you can see the letters. There's J, there's H, and there's K. So we're looking for 2 points. There are 3 of them, but we only need 2 of them. And J and H are definitely on there. K is 2, but they just wanted 2 of them. So the 2 that we can see are J and H. K is on there, but we don't count that one for some reason. I don't know. All right, a diagonal line can be drawn to connect points G, H, and I. Which 3 points would also lie on that line? So this time, my diagonal line has a negative slope. It's going through G, H, and I. It's this way. There's G, there's H, and there's I. So let's plot these other points and see which 3 of them are also on this line. Over 1 and up 10. That's close, but not quite. Over 2, up 8. There it is, one of them. So this is one of them. Over 4, up 7. That would be not on the red line. Over 5, up 6. Not on the red line. Over 6, up 4. That is on the red line. Over 7, up 3. That is on the red line. So let me zoom in here and highlight those for you. There's this one, and this one. So I have these 3. So my answers would be B, E, and F for number 11. B, E, and F. Number 12. Which point has an x coordinate of 9? So 2 ways that you can do this. Here's the way I would do it. I would go over to my x of 9, which is right here, and I would highlight that line. Whoops, sorry. Right there. And I see that point I is on there. The other way that you can do this is to actually list your coordinates. So point G, I have to go over 3, up 7. Point H is over 5, up 5. Point I is over 9, up 1. And J is over 2 and up 2. And they want an x coordinate of 9. So either way you do it, point I is the answer. Number 12 is C. Number 13. And we're still using that same grid. So, which point has the greatest y coordinate? Same thing, you can do it 2 ways. I would find, here's my y-axis, and the highest y that I see is an 8. That's point K. The other way to do that is to go ahead and list your coordinates. Point K is over 8, up 8. Point J is over 2, up 2. Point I is over 9, up 1. Point H is over 5, up 5. So the greatest y coordinate would be the 8, and that is still point K. So number 13 is A. Number 14. And this is not related to the graph. This is a graph that I can't see. Point T is 5 units from the origin along the x-axis and 3 units from the origin along the y-axis. what are the coordinates for point T? And to show you this one, I'm going to sketch my own coordinate plane. So here is y, and here is x. And this tells me to go 5 units from the origin along the x-axis. Here's the origin, that's 0. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 3 units from the origin on the y-axis. So point T would be right here. And its coordinates are over 5, up 3. So for number 14, I like B. You always move on the x-axis first. X and then y. What is the point 0, 0 called? That is the origin. That's a vocabulary question. Which statement describes a point located at 5, 6? So I know that 5 is the x coordinate and 6 is the y coordinate. Excuse me, let me try that again. It is at the point where the x and y axis meet. Well, that point would be the origin, and origin is 0, 0. So that statement is false. It is on the x-axis and 6 units from the origin on the y-axis. No, the y-coordinate's okay, but the x-coordinate would need to be a 5. So that statement is not true. This is saying 0, 6. And that's not the point that we're looking at. C says it is 5 units from the origin on the x-axis, so that's 5, and 6 units from the origin on the y-axis. That matches what we're looking at. Each of these is describing a point. And D says it is 6 units from the origin on the x-axis and 5 units from the origin on the y-axis. That's backwards. The one that matches what we're looking for is C. Be careful. You have to read very carefully. Number 17, last but not least. Point M is 7 units from the origin on the x-axis and 2 units from the origin on the y-axis. So what are the coordinates for point M? That would be D. And if you wanted to graph this one, I think that's always a good thing. If you can see it, that's a big help. Here's Y. Here is X. Here is origin. So 7, we're going to go over 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And up 2. That's going to be right there. 7, 2. And that's called point M. Okay, this is the end of practice 49 on ordered pairs. You will see graphing much more in depth when you get into some advanced algebra. But this is a very good introduction to the coordinate plane. We're staying just in quadrant 1 here. But as you get into more advanced algebra, you start looking at the other quadrants as well. So we've covered the definitions of those, and you'll see some actual problems with those a little later on in math. All right, the next lesson, I believe, is on polygons. So we'll learn some more vocabulary, Keep practicing those flashcards. That is so very important. And I will see you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.